Hi guys and welcome back to the Mighty Blues. My name is of course Cameron and welcome back today to another video. It is the weekly news roundup video, the show where we sit down and we talk about all of the latest Everton news from the last 7 days or so. There's been a lot of Everton news over the last week, starting the week with João Virginia, the young goalkeeper, signed a new 4-year contract with Everton. This was announced on Tuesday, of course. João Virginia played his Everton debut, first team debut anyway, against Salford City in the Carabao Cup last week. It's the first time he's appeared for the first team. Obviously, he played in the under-23s before, had a loan spell at Reading as well, and he was rewarded with a new 4-year contract. Wasn't in the team for the game against Fleetwood on Wednesday. This Wednesday, of course, the Salford game being the week before, which was a little bit strange. Listen, I'm absolutely made up for João Virginia signing this contract, and everything that I'm about to say isn't a reflection on João Virginia or whether or not he deserves the contract. I think, listen, again, he played well against Salford. It's only the first time we've seen him in an Everton shirt. He's been given a new 4-year contract. Fair enough. Again, like I said, he deserves it, and again, I've got nothing against the goalkeeper. I question the decision by the club, to be perfectly honest with you. Again, I really don't understand why he wasn't a part of the squad on Wednesday against Fleetwood. Of course, obviously, he played quite well against Salford City the week before. Wasn't even on the bench for the Fleetwood game after signing the new contract. Again, I just question what the plan is for João Virginia and João Virginia's future at the football club. Obviously, Jonas Lersel was the substitute goalkeeper on Wednesday. Again, I don't know whether Jonas Lersel will be the substitute goalkeeper tomorrow against Crystal Palace in the Premier League. But for me, I sort of look at this situation and I think, to give João Virginia a new 4-year contract, obviously he only played one game for Everton, being here a couple of years. Is the intent for João Virginia to challenge Jordan Pickford and to push Jordan Pickford? Carlo Ancelotti has spoke today that we're not in the market for a new goalkeeper, despite a lot of the rumours over the last couple of days. Carlo Ancelotti has confirmed that we're not in the market for a new goalkeeper. So, is the plan for João Virginia to go out there and challenge Jordan Pickford for that number 1 spot? A lot of people don't believe he's good enough for that, and if he's not good enough for that, what's the reason behind giving him a new 4-year contract and paying him for another 4 years? Because realistically, he shouldn't be going into the under-23s, because we've got young Harry Tyler there, who was absolutely fantastic in the pre-season game against Preston and looks really good for the under-23s. So I don't know why he'd go into the under-23s. Again, like I said, okay, it's all right him sitting on the bench week in, week out if Jordan Pickford's starting every Premier League game, but of course, you know, Jordan Pickford hasn't been in the best run of form, and he could do with a goalkeeper that gives him a little bit of a kick, a little bit of a push that provides competition. And if João Virginia is seen in the eyes of Carlo Ancelotti and those at Everton of a goalkeeper that doesn't really provide much competition to Jordan Pickford, if he's seen as a goalkeeper that doesn't even provide as much competition as Jonas Lersel does, then I don't really understand why he's being gifted another 4-year contract. Maybe he's going to go out on loan for another season and then come back and maybe hope that, you know, the loan move has given him, you know, a lot more confidence and more experience to then come and challenge Jordan Pickford. But I just don't know about this contract. Like I said, nothing against the player, nothing against them saying that he doesn't deserve it. I just don't really know where João Virginia sits at the football club. And for me, if you're giving a young goalkeeper a 4-year contract, then the aim should be that they're good enough to challenge your number 1 goalkeeper. And at the moment, we desperately need a backup keeper who is good enough to challenge Jordan Pickford, because I really do think he needs a bit of a kick up the arse because his performances haven't been good enough. And again, like I said, I just wasn't too sure about this one. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section down below. But nevertheless, João Virginia has signed a new 4-year contract. Congratulations to him. Really good game against Salford. Not too sure why he wasn't in the squad for the Fleetwood game, but there you go. Lewis Gibson has joined Reading on loan for the remainder of the 2020-2021 season. We knew this loan move was coming. Of course, it's been rumoured for quite some time. I think we even spoke about it on last week's weekly news roundup video. But he has now officially joined Reading and has travelled to the Majeski Stadium for the 2020-2021 season. Again, some fans weren't too happy with this, obviously, because of the current centre-back situation at the football club, losing, you know, Jared Branthwaite to injury, losing Mason Holgate to injury. Some fans thought we may have been better keeping Lewis Gibson. For me, all this loan move shouts is that Everton are now in the market for a new centre-back. Everton are now in the market to bring in another centre-back. Carlo Ancelotti confirmed that today. He's confirmed it previously in his press conferences. But I think that we're probably quite far down the line with somebody, because I don't understand why we'd loan out Lewis Gibson, obviously now leaving us with just Yerry Mina and Michael Keane as the senior centre-backs. Not even the senior centre-backs, but the only first-team centre-backs, of course, with Jared Branthwaite and Mason Holgate being out injured. But this was a loan move we knew was going to happen for quite some time. We knew that Lewis Gibson was going to go out on loan even prior to Mason Holgate or Jared Branthwaite picking up an injury. There was rumours that he could go to Huddersfield, but that fell through, and Reading have taken him. So Lewis Gibson has joined Reading on a one-year loan deal, and he will stay there for the remainder of the 2020-2021 season. Everton confirmed yesterday that they have agreed a partnership with Paddy Match UK to become the club's official betting partner. Of course, the previous official betting partner was Sportpesa, and they were actually the main sponsor of the football club. Of course, after getting rid of them, we brought in Kazoo, who aren't a betting company. So there was always that discussion there as to whether we would get a betting sponsor, and somebody that, of course, is, you know, provides the odds and stuff at the match. Doesn't mean too much to us at the moment because we can't go to football stadiums, so there's nobody betting at the games. But Everton have confirmed that Paddy Match UK have become the club's official betting partner, which again, you know, it's bringing in more money to the football club. It's bringing in more of an income, which means more to spend ultimately, and you know, it seems to be a good deal for the football club and for Paddy Match UK as well. Moving on then, Fabrizio Romano has provided a transfer update on the centre-back situation. Spoke about it just then with Lewis Gibson. Fabrizio Romano, very, very reliable journalist, probably one of the, if not the most reliable journalist in football, somebody that a lot of football fans go to for their transfer news. And like I said, I've said it multiple times whenever we speak about transfer rumours, if you believe transfer rumours, or if you want to believe transfer rumours, then Fabrizio Romano is pretty solid and reliable. If you're one of those fans that says, I don't believe anything until the player stood at Finch Farm with the shirt, then that's completely fair enough. But if you're one of those people that has a little look at transfer rumours and likes to believe them, then Fabrizio Romano is very, very reliable. He has said that Everton's first choice centre-back target is Fikayo Tomori. However, Chelsea are trying to keep him and want to loan out Rudiger instead. He also said that that's why Everton have now reopened talks with Barcelona to sign Jean-Claire Todibo. Again, both centre-halves have been linked with massively over the last few weeks and months or so. Todibo, of course, more recently. Again, we were linked with him last season as well when it became quite apparent that Zuma wasn't going to join. Jean-Claire Todibo linked throughout the lockdown, linked throughout the suspension of football. I think some Evertonians even saw him, obviously, when football returned with Schalke. Didn't massively impress me, I'm not going to lie, but I'm not going to judge a player based off a couple of games after they haven't played football for 3 months. Fabrizio Romano also went on to say Everton have offered a loan deal for Todibo with an option to buy for €18 million. However, Barcelona want to sell the player on a permanent deal in order for them to fund a move for Eric Garcia. So this one looking quite possible, of course, for Everton. You know, Carlo Ancelotti has come out and said today and has said also last week that, you know, the club are in for another centre-back. They want to sign another centre-back, of course, with Lewis Gibson going out on loan and with the injuries to Mason Holgate and Jared Branthwaite. The club seem to be prioritising Jean-Claire Todibo and Fikayo Tomori. Little bit of a sticky situation with Tomori. For me, again, I said it last week, I'd phone Chelsea up and say, look, we want a decision, is it yes or no? And if they don't give us a straight decision, we say we're giving you by this date at this time, and if we haven't heard from you, we're moving on. And I'd just completely walk away from it, because they are a difficult club to negotiate with. Barcelona, on the other hand, probably slightly easier. Again, they don't really seem too keen on loaning out Todibo. They want a transfer fee for him, and I understand that. They want to get him off the books. They know that ultimately if he's going to leave on loan and then sign permanently the year after, then why not just leave now? But Everton don't seem to be too keen on doing that at the moment, probably because of the financial fair play stuff and the need to sell players before we focus on bringing players in. And of course, we haven't managed to sell anybody for any substantial amount so far this summer. But that is the latest from Fabrizio Romano. Again, like I said, very, very reliable journalist. He has said that Everton's first centre-back choice is Fikayo Tomori. However, Chelsea are trying to keep him, which to me says that we're probably not going to sign him. Chelsea are wanting to loan out Rudiger. Don't think Everton's too interested on that, and Everton seem to have switched their focus to Jean-Claire Todibo from Barcelona, and there still seems to be some talks ongoing for him. Everton, of course, won their Carabao Cup third-round fixture against Fleetwood Town on Wednesday, beating Fleetwood by 5-2 away from home. Another game that Everton have won 5-2 in. Again, it wasn't the most perfect performance, certainly not in the second half. The first half was absolutely fantastic. We absolutely dominated the game. Of course, we've done the game review to this one. But again, we won the game 5-2, and it was confirmed after that Everton will play West Ham United next Wednesday. So a week, less than a week, 5 days from today. And that will be at Goodison Park. The game will not be televised, however. I believe you can watch it on the Carabao Cup website, but you have to buy a matchday pass for £10, which is absolutely extortionate, isn't it, really, to watch a game of footy? But there you go. That's the only legal way to watch the game next Wednesday. But Everton will play West Ham United in the Carabao Cup 4th round next Wednesday. Big opportunity for us to get into the 5th round. Big opportunity for us to, you know, get into the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and, you know, really establish ourselves in this competition. Hopefully go on and you know, make a good case of ourselves, and let's be honest, hopefully go on and win it. Little bit of transfer news then, which is sort of being thrown out the hat by Carlo Ancelotti today, and basically just being completely voided by Carlo Ancelotti, but we'll talk about it anyway. Paul Joyce, again, usually another very reliable journalist, he come out yesterday and said that Everton could possibly sign Manchester United goalkeeper Sergio Romero to provide competition for Jordan Pickford. He said that no discussions have taken place yet, but it's understood that Everton are interested in the move. It was also said that Sergio Romero would potentially be interested in the move to Everton, and he could cost Everton £10 million. Now, this, of course, is before Carlo Ancelotti had his pre-game press conference today, and Carlo Ancelotti has spoken about the goalkeeper situation. He spoke about Jordan Pickford. He was asked a direct question about Jordan Pickford, and he said that Jordan has his full confidence. He also said that Everton aren't actually in the market for a goalkeeper. So, you know, 5 hours ago I was going to sit here and talk a little bit about Sergio Romero and how good of a signing that would be for Everton, because I think he's a fantastic goalkeeper. I also don't think he'd provide competition for Jordan Pickford, to be honest. I think if Jordan Pickford doesn't up his game, he'd go straight in ahead of him. But there's very little point us talking about whether it be Sergio Romero or Jasper Cillessen, who was also linked yesterday, because Carlo Ancelotti has simply come out and said Everton aren't interested in a goalkeeper. Now, of course, that may just be Carlo Ancelotti saying that because he knows if he comes out and says we're interested in a goalkeeper, then A, fans go, well, why have you just given João Virginia a new 4-year contract? Or B, fans go, well, Jordan Pickford's going to be sold then, or Jordan Pickford's going to be taken out of the team, which of course damages the morale in the dressing room, and of course damages the confidence of Jordan Pickford, and we don't need that. You know, he's already quite low on confidence. We don't need him any lower. So, of course, fully aware that Carlo Ancelotti may just be saying, we're not interested in a goalkeeper, we're not going to sign a goalkeeper, and I'm fully confident in Jordan Pickford. And then he might say towards the back end of the window, I changed my mind and we're signing Sergio Romero. But it's really interesting that Paul Joyce has reported that Everton are interested in potentially signing the Manchester United goalkeeper. He would be to provide competition for Jordan Pickford, the article says. However, no discussions have taken place just yet. So keep your eye out on the goalkeeper situation at Everton. We'll have to see how that one, of course, you know, goes on and progresses within the next couple of weeks or so. But at the moment, according to Carlo Ancelotti, it looks like Everton aren't interested in a goalkeeper. A little bit more of an update back on Fikayo Tomori. This was a few days ago, I believe it was on Monday. David Ornstein from the BBC said that Everton have cooled their interest in Chelsea defender Fikayo Tomori. So for me, listen, I don't think Everton are going to sign Tomori. I think that one's sort of, I think Chelsea have left it too late, and I also think that Tomori is probably in Frank Lampard's plans for the future. So I can't see Everton signing him unless something drastically changes on that part. Fabrizio Romano had another transfer update regarding Everton Football Club. He has said that Napoli forward Arkadiusz Milik has been offered to Tottenham and also to Everton. However, that would depend on whether Moise Kean left Everton Football Club or not. The player has been linked a couple of times over the last couple of weeks or so. Italian media and Italian press linking him quite heavily to a move to Everton Football Club. Fabrizio Romano was asked a lot about it on social media, and he come out and said it's true. The player has been linked with Everton and Tottenham. However, the Everton situation would only be if Moise Kean leaves the football club. And of course, we don't quite know what's going on with Moise Kean at the moment. We don't quite know where his head's at completely. But just briefly for me, look, I'd rather have Moise Kean than Milik, to be honest with you. I think he's a lot younger. I think he's got a lot more potential. And I just think, what would be the point in us bringing in a player that hasn't played in the Premier League before to replace him with a player that we brought in who hadn't played in the Premier League before and who hasn't, you know, quite settled down yet? For me, Moise Kean is still very talented. He's got a lot of raw talent. I spoke to Paul on the game preview to the game against Crystal Palace. If you haven't checked that video out, please do so. It is live on the channel at the moment. We spoke about Moise Kean, and we spoke about how, you know, it's you know, ultimately he does need to get his head down and he does need to work harder, but he is a talented player, and he's come into a league, a completely new completely new country, and it's, you know, it's taken him a little bit of time to settle, which is understandable. It took Dominic Calvert-Lewin a couple of years to settle in the Premier League at Everton, and look how well he's doing at the moment. So for me, I'm not too keen on this one, to be honest with you. And I know it's been reported by Fabrizio Romano. It doesn't say that Everton are interested. It just says that the player has been offered to Everton, but it would mean Moise Kean leaving the football club. Of course, Milik and Ancelotti have worked together before when Ancelotti managed Napoli. I've seen a couple of rumours saying that Ancelotti wasn't too keen on the player and doesn't think he'd fit in at Everton, but there you go, that is the latest on that one. Ryan Taylor then, in sort of coordination with that, said that Juventus have been working, Ryan Taylor Sport said that Juventus have been working with Mino Raiola, who of course is Moise Kean's agent, to bring the player back to the club on loan. I've seen this rumour a couple of times recently about Moise Kean potentially joining Juventus on loan. I just don't believe it. I just don't see why we'd loan him out. I really, really don't. I think it'd be silly for us selling him, getting, you know, 25, 30 million pounds for him. If we were offered that, potentially, maybe I could see that happening, but loaning him out, I just can't see it. I really, really can't. But there's been a couple of journalists that have said that, you know, Moise Kean is potentially not happy at the moment and that he could look to move back to Italy, even if on loan. You know, there's a lot of journalists saying that he could potentially move. Look, I'm 50-50 on Moise Kean at the moment, whether he'll be an Everton player towards the end of this transfer window. Again, like I said, I'm completely 50-50 on it. Do I want him to be? Yes, because I've got a lot of belief in Moise Kean and I like him as a player, and I think he's got a lot of potential and I think he's got a big future ahead of him. But do I think he will be? Again, I'm not too sure. And the final bit of information from the weekly news roundup has come out today, and that is that Dennis Adeniran has completed a loan move to Wycombe Wanderers for the remainder of the 2021 season. A player that, of course, was playing in the under-23s. Got a call up into the first team in regards to training, but never really got his opportunity in a time where we were massively in need of midfielders. He still wasn't called upon, and he has gone out to Wycombe Wanderers on loan for the remainder of this season. So hopefully, just like Lewis Gibson, he can get a lot more experience. He can play week in, week out, and he can come back, you know, with a lot more experience and, like I said, a lot more confidence and potentially break into the first team in the next couple of years or so. Well, there you go. That is the weekly news roundup video for today. If you have enjoyed it, please do hit that like button. Really, really enjoyed doing these the last couple of Fridays. So if you do enjoy them, it would mean a massive amount if you could hit that like button and leave a comment to let me know that you enjoyed them, so I know to keep on doing them. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. It only does take a second. Like I said, big game for Everton tomorrow. We've done the live game preview to the Crystal Palace game. We were joined by Paul from Kit It Out, who of course spoke to us about Everton mural and the need for an Everton mural in the city. So don't forget to check that preview out. It's up now. Really, really do appreciate that. If you have enjoyed the video, please do hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. We'll be back tomorrow for the instant match reaction and player ratings to the Crystal Palace game. Let's hope it's a positive one. Up the toffees. Come on, you Blues. Cheers for watching.